If your dog has arthritis or joint pain, nothing outperforms glucosamine, but there's a big problem with glucosamine supplements that you need to know about. So let's look at the best sources of glucosamine and how much you need to give your dog. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. Glucosamine is a natural substance that your dog naturally makes, but when dogs get older, they produce less of it, which is why a lot of dogs develop arthritis as they age. And that's a problem because glucosamine helps repair joint cartilage and keeps the right consistency in the synovial fluid that lubricates the joints. So if there's not enough glucosamine, your dog can develop sharp, jaggedy edges on the bones on his joints, and the fluid inside the joint will be sticky, and this means pain, stiffness, and lack of mobility. Now, if this sounds like your dog, then you might look for a glucosamine supplement online or ask your vet for a prescription supplement. But there are a few problems with giving glucosamine supplements like glucosamine sulfate or glucosamine HCl. First of all, a study by Consumer Lab found that a lot of glucosamine supplements had dangerous levels of lead. They also found that they were often mislabeled and didn't contain anywhere near the amount of glucosamine that they were supposed to. And this also applied to supplements with chondroitin and MSM. And second, nobody's really shown that these supplements really work or how much to give. And that's because, 3, supplements like glucosamine sulfate or glucosamine HCl usually come from a synthetic source. Now, studies show that only 2.5 to 12% of these glucosamine supplements are actually absorbed by your dog. And the rest just gets pooped out, so you're wasting your money and your dog doesn't get much relief from his joint pain. Now, that's the bad news, but hang on because there's good news. There are natural sources of glucosamine that you can give your dog, and this is really good news because now you don't have to worry about lead and heavy metals, and natural sources of glucosamine will actually be absorbed and used by your dog. So next, let's talk about the best natural sources of glucosamine for your dog and how much you should give. And by the way, if you like this video, please let me know in the comments. And if you have any questions, leave a comment and our team is always happy to help you out. Now, the number one food-based source of glucosamine would be green lip mussels. They naturally contain really large amounts of glucosamine and chondroitin. But the really cool thing about green lip mussels is that they're COX inhibitors, just like prescription joint meds are. So they offer the same anti-inflammatory benefits. But unlike prescription joint meds, they also contain LOX inhibitors, and this means that they won't harm the liver and gut lining. Now, green lip mussels can take a little longer to work in your dog, but it's totally worth it because they're much safer than prescription meds. Plus, a good green lip mussel powder will contain a good helping of anti-inflammatory omega-3 fats. So how well do green lip mussels work? A 2007 study on dogs found that 3/4 of them didn't need any other joint or pain meds, but the green lip mussels must be at least 5% fat to see those great results. You'll want to give 400 milligrams for every 25 pounds of weight, and dogs love the taste, so you can just sprinkle it right on their food. Now, coming in at a really close second is eggshell membrane, which is also called NEM. Now, this is the delicate little lining on the inside of eggshells, and NEM is a natural source of glucosamine along with other joint-friendly proteins like chondroitin and hyaluronic acid. Now, the neat thing about NEM is that it's been clinically tested and found to decrease joint pain and stiffness and reduce pain in people with arthritis. Now, the dose for NEM is about 150 milligrams per 25 pounds, and it's a good idea to double the dose for the first 10 days or so to get the best results. Now, you can also use certain foods to get more glucosamine into your dog. This isn't as sophisticated as green lip mussels or NEM because there isn't the same research and there's no tested amount that's been shown to work. But here are some common foods that are rich in glucosamine. And the first is bone broth. Now, you can buy bone broth in stores or make it yourself, but just be careful because bones are where lead, heavy metals, and herbicides like glyphosate are stored. So bone can be a bit of a problem, so try to find the cleanest source you can. Now, you can also feed animal joints that contain both bone and cartilage. These are all natural source of the glucosamine. Now, my favorite is beef trachea. It's easy to get, and it contains a really good amount of glucosamine. You can either feed it raw as part of your dog's meals, or you can buy it freeze-dried or dehydrated as a treat. Veal tails are also a good choice, as are rabbit feet and ears. Plus, you can feed these with the fur on because fur is a great source of manganese, which is an important trace mineral that's also linked to healthy joints. And other good sources of glucosamine are chicken or turkey wings, feet and necks, along with pig feet and tails. But here's a warning. You have to remove the skin. Skin from pork and poultry is incredibly high in pro-inflammatory omega-6 fats. You want to decrease inflammation in your dog with joint pain, so feeding a lot of omega-6 fats will set you back quite a bit. So just be sure to trim off all the skin if you're using pork or poultry as your source of glucosamine. Now, if you have a question about natural supplements, just leave a comment and I'll be happy to help you out. And if you like this video, please make sure you like it, share it, and tell people about it. Thanks for watching.